Welcome back, everyone. Next up, we have SinglePoint. It trades on the OTCQB under the symbol SING and is a sustainable lifestyle company in the solar energy and air purification markets who aims to build the largest renewable energy solutions network and modernize the traditional solar energy and energy storage business model. Please welcome its CEO, Wil Ralston. Welcome, Wil. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, Anna. Thanks for having us on today.
Great. We're very excited to have you back. So please, the floor is yours and call me back when you're ready for questions.
Awesome. That sounds great. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in today. My name is Wil Ralston. I'm the CEO of SinglePoint Inc. And we are focused on two large initiatives that are right in front of us and top of mind for a lot of people throughout the world. We're looking at the renewable energy market, and specifically right now, what we're focused on is residential and small commercial solar. And we're also looking at the indoor air quality market. These two markets have just exploded over the last few years, and rightfully so. As we've seen energy costs soar throughout the nation, we've seen unreliability in the grid due to additional natural disasters that are really starting to become an annual and multiple times a year thing for a lot of people. So we really want to help drive the solution and being able to have and provide redundant energy and redundant ability for people to always be on. And then our world was changed additionally by the pandemic, and that's what led us to our indoor air quality solutions. And these two industries and two sectors have really allowed us to provide and start executing on our acquisition strategy in rolling up EPCs throughout the US in the solar space, and also deploying our indoor air purification units throughout schools and throughout various commercial buildings throughout the US. Both of these industries have just had major government backing over the last few years. We've got $121 billion that has been allocated to schools throughout the US, K through 12, through multiple different initiatives. We've got $350 billion for indoor air quality dedicated to commercial buildings and improving indoor air quality and ventilation throughout our nation's buildings. And then in the solar energy market, we've had the IRA, which has built an extended 10 years worth of tax credits for solar and renewable energy. So between these two, major backings by the federal government, we're in decade-long growth opportunities where both of our industries are coming together, and we're able to provide our solutions and execute on our strategy, which we're excited to say has been happening very well over the last few years. We've successfully acquired about 5 companies now, our latest being Boston Solar, which has just done a phenomenal job. So I'm going to walk into the solar aspect of our business first and really talk about what we look for in a company when we're looking at an acquisition. And Boston Solar has just been a phenomenal acquisition, and they've really, set the stage for what we're looking to do moving forward. Overall, the industry only has about a 4% penetration rate, so there's huge opportunity to continue growth. Boston Solar itself has showed that, with 2021 being around 17.8 million. And in 2022, we expect to see them surpass 25 million on an annualized basis. So again, very, very large growth, and we're going to continue to push and ensure that we're always considered a high growth company over the coming years, so that we can continue to drive positive cash flow, continue to drive shareholder returns, and everything that comes with that high growth that we can provide and through our acquisitions. So we'll look for them to continue that organic growth. Solar's just been on a tear, all over from 2018, about a $52.5 billion industry, and looking by 2026 to be a $223 billion industry. So we can see that there's just a huge upside here in the solar space. In looking at the different companies that we've been acquiring and executing on those, we really want to be able to provide a vertically consolidated strategy. And what that allows for is for our companies to actually help each other in back office space and lead generation, and really improve the overall customer experience. Because a lot of companies, they're out there doing great work, they're doing installs, but for us, we're really looking to provide that lifetime customer value, because we see the opportunity to work with these customers in the future, whether it be for energy storage, or EV charging, or maybe they want indoor air purification. There's really an opportunity to create a long-term value proposition with these customers. And as we vertically integrate and we're able to control that customer experience more, make these different offerings available to our customers, that's really key and fundamental for creating what we want to create here in the US and the largest network of solar EPCs and different companies that help be accretive to that strategy. And what that looks like is right here. Instead of just being a one-off solution provider, we're actually looking to be able to stack each of the processes within a customer's lifetime journey with us. We'll be on the from the initial inception, answering any questions, all the way down through the actual installation, and then follow-on services that may be needed. And this decade's really been labeled the solar plus decade because it's no longer just about what's on your roof. It's also about what's in your garage, your energy storage, your EV charging, and everything else that's going to help make these solutions sustainable and help make the locations where we install solar redundant and energy efficient. And as you can see, this specifically speaks to energy storage and the attachment rate at which people are attaching battery systems to their solar storage. And we've seen that internally at our own business, Boston Solar, as well, seeing a lot of different customers deciding to go ahead and make that investment in putting an energy storage system in their garage or on their premise as well, supporting the solar installation. And this is a big deal for the industry. It's really still being defined out there, but it's the Inflationary Reduction Act, and it's been deemed the largest and historical investment in climate legislation in U.S. history. For clean energy tax credits alone, there's $386 billion, and that flows down through a whole lot of different opportunities within the space. But specifically for what we work on day to day here in our residential section, is customers now have anywhere from 30 to 50% tax incentive that has been stepped over for the next 10 years, which is exciting because, as many of you probably are aware of, those tax credits were actually about to cliff and waterfall out over the next couple of years. So this has really set the stage for the next decade for residential, small commercial, and really solar and renewable energies in general. Overall, it's going to be a collection of different technologies that are going to help the U.S. meet our carbon goals. But solar is here to stay. It's heavily invested in. It's the proven technology. And again, it's something that our customers can own and put right there on their premise to ensure redundancy, safety, and always on power. Very important. Another thing that the IRA did is it's helped and pushed more investment into the other side of the market that we're in, which is the indoor air quality business. And not only has there been massive investment through that, but there's the CARES Act, there's EANS funding, there's ESSER funding. These are all government programs that have generated a huge amount of investment into ensuring safe, clean indoor air. And that's where we're leading the market with our certified HEPA filtration solutions. And what that means is we're using the premium product and premium solution to ensure that we're driving clean air indoors, creating safe air zones for people to come into and know that when they're in this environment, that they're doing everything they can within that area to ensure that they're always breathing healthy, clean air. The pandemic really changed the way that we think about our air quality and are so aware of it. There's multiple studies coming out now about the effectiveness of cognitive abilities, the reduction in days sick, the ability for, reducing asthma, allergies, anything that's going to be a bothersome while you're either at work, at school, or at home. And there's just so much going on within the space right now that it's almost inundating, between the White House calling for building owners to participate in Clean Air Challenge and ensure that they're doing everything they can. And then backing that with $350 billion for commercial buildings to use, and an additional $121 billion for elementary schools and secondary schools to implement clean air solutions. With that, we're happy to say, we've got a $5 million grant from California We are approved in Texas, Florida with our GSA number, so we can go into federal buildings and people can utilize the buy board throughout Texas, which is an exciting time for the company because that's point, click, buy. And we've got that passage now. So we're very excited to see how that happens for 2023, what opportunities that opens in the clean indoor air space with Box Pure Air, our subsidiary there. Overall, again, reiterating that we spend 90% of our time indoors, and that's why this is so important. When we go into classrooms and we're sharing air with other people, every breath we take is 3% of somebody else's exhaled air. It's just a phenomenal stat when you start to get into these things and realize how important it is that we ensure to take action and mitigate all the different environmental factors that are within that time that we're indoors. We want to improve ventilation. We need to improve indoor air quality through purification, get as much indoor-outdoor air exchanges as possible, and increasing those air exchanges with utilization of portable, compact air purifiers, such as our certified HEPA filtration units. And what we've done when we made this acquisition, again, is we're looking at premium tier companies. And this wasn't just an afterthought. Our device was actually designed and engineered in 2016 by engineers that design clean rooms for semiconductor facilities, which have to be extremely clean. And they've actually implemented these solutions into these semiconductor facilities, which is just proves the efficacy and efficiency of our units. We're UL listed. We're energy efficient, approved as an energy efficient appliance. We're DOE certified, ASHRAE. We have every single really certification that you could need for an air purification device to really show its credibility and, again, the efficacy of what we do. And one of the things that, you can't just stick a purifier in a room and think that it's going to, just magically solve for everything. There's some different technologies and different airflow patterns that we've been able to utilize through the engineering of this that actually bring particles down from the ceiling, down through the breathing zone into the floor as they make their way back to the air purification device. So again, looking at companies that provide premium solutions and provide premium customer service has been our strategy, and finding those to work with those individuals through that. This is what we look like today as a company. We've got EnergyWise, which is, again, they're, consolidating and working from that vertically integrated point, is our lead generation. They provide all sorts of leads for the solar industry to our companies and help, again, drive that awareness for our companies. We've got Boston Solar, our residential solar side, small commercial solar side. They are a proud partner of the Boston Red Sox and actually completed their MGM music hall installation at Fenway Park. And we've got Frontline Power Solutions, which is an ESCO, an energy services company. And the great thing about that acquisition is they're all focused in the commercial energy market. So we're selling wholesale utility energy to clients in deregulated markets. And that really gives us a nice customer acquisition pipeline, because now we're talking to our customers and not just selling them their energy, but selling them a whole package. They can get solar, energy storage, EV charging at their facilities. And while that's probably not on our commercial clients completing and servicing all of their energy needs, we're also providing them with their wholesale energy from the utility. And something we're very proud of is they actually are now able to identify and sell all green E energy, which has really been popular with the commercial clients as we move towards ESG reporting regulations and knowing that green E energy is certified from a renewable source. So again, working with premium companies, top tier individuals that are able to go out and make these types of things happen through their execution. And Box Pure Air, which is now BPA Solutions, as we're actually providing multiple solutions into the schools, leading with our indoor air quality improvement. And that has been has the opportunity to be an explosive business and has already executed very well. So that's what the company looks like now. And we're going to continue to make those accretive acquisitions. And part of that strategy in rolling in is there's really an arb that we can create between acquisition and rolling it into the public company. We're able to look at companies on a private basis and they're trading for anywhere from 1.5 to up to 3 times on their value. And when we make those acquisitions, we see these companies in the public markets trading anywhere from 7 to 10 times. So we're really looking to create that ARB on that, as well as make acquisition, help those acquisitions grow, such as we've done with Boston Solar, where we've seen about a 35 to 40% growth over the last year since our acquisition of them. This is what the team looks like now. We are, a group of strong individuals that have historical success in scaling businesses at the entity level. If we roll it all up, we're just over 100 people strong, and we're excited to keep growing that team. As we grow that team, we'll continue to, grow the businesses individually, driving towards free cash flow and profitability. And just as a quick investment recap and what really SinglePoint's looking for, looking towards over the future here is continuing that high growth, continuing, the customer service. As you can see here, Boston Solar has just done a great job leading the way and ensuring that the lifetime value of the customer is preserved. We can continue to go back to these customers with, different solutions. And that's what we're going to do as we roll up other companies throughout the country. Our clean air side of the business is continuing to execute. Again, they just got their GSA certification, and throughout Texas on the buy board, and throughout Florida in the SANS program. So we're excited to see, what happens within that business over the next year, and for them to continue to execute on everything they've already accomplished. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions coming in here, so I'm going to go ahead and bring Anna back in, and we can get to the Q&A portion of this. Again, my name is Wil Ralston. I'm the CEO of SinglePoint, Inc.
Great job, Will. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's jump into some questions. So the company's had 2 successive record revenue quarters. So do you expect record revenue for 12/31?
Yeah, absolutely. The record revenue growth really provides data points that allow us to measure, the success of our previously announced solar acquisition strategy. So to see that continue to be successful, we're going to see that come for a number of years, is my guess. Boston Solar actually exceeded our revenue expectations for 2022. And basically that was all due to efficiency improvements, increased installations, and the performance of that is a testament to the employees at Boston Solar and the leadership at Boston Solar and SinglePoint to help strategically identify the opportunities and take the action to, create these improvements that have led to this quarter over quarter, year over year record revenue that we'll continue to see.
Wonderful. We'll talk a little bit about the expected continued revenue growth into 2023.
Yeah, so a lot of that's going to be organic. We'll continue to grow Boston Solar. Weather, again, getting back to just the inclement weather that has driven power outages across the U.S. We're seeing it most recently in California here. Boston has had its own share of weather. So that's, led off to a little bit of a slow start, but that's expected this time of year. The good news is it's interesting. And I think these weather events are bringing solar and energy storage top of mind for everybody, because we've actually seen month over month gains in our sales, and our backlog is continuing to increase. Over the last year, we've seen some different supply chain things with, tariffs being talked about and those different kind of macroeconomic things. The good news is we're not experiencing those same challenges that we were when we had acquired Boston Solar back in April. So we're really excited about the progress at Boston Solar. We're continuing to be on pace to grow and focusing on that operational profitability, which will generate free cash flow. And then you add in the acquisitions that we're discussing right now, and as soon we'll start rolling some of those in, and we should really start to see, revenue and those metrics continue to be hit.
Great. Can you talk a little bit more about that? How is 2023 looking so far?
Yeah, well, 2023, it's continuing to grow. We've had, again, month over month record sales. So we're really pleased with where that is at Boston Solar. And we're going to continue to focus on that operational profitability at all the subsidiary levels and generate free cash flow. Right now, 80% of our time is focused on capitalizing the opportunities in our existing businesses in these 2 markets, because we know that we're just in the early stages of a multi-year growth opportunity. Really the next decade is going to set in the opportunity for us to continue to expand throughout the U.S. but we've got two high growth companies underneath us right now, in the two high growth markets underneath us right now, I should say. And our companies continue to excel, which is great to see, because fundamentally the business is in a better position than it's ever been in. Revenue, real balance sheet, continuing to grow and set new revenue, record growth opportunities. And really, we've identified and prioritized our acquisition strategy that's going to continue to help drive our footprint in the different solar opportunities out there.
That's a good place to be. Can you break down and hash out some of your priorities? What are your top priorities and objectives for 2023?
Absolutely. So one is to really drive home in the K through 12 schools that we're already in. So we're going to keep placing units. California, we've got the $5 million grant. Texas, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. These are all states that have ordered our units and are putting them into their schools. And we've just had some great new developments come out of Texas and Florida that is going to open the door for us to continue to expand in there. So we're really going to be driving home these solutions provided at BPA, Box Pure Air. And that's got an explosive growth opportunity on its own. As I mentioned, there's $121 billion available for schools. There's another $350 billion available for various commercial buildings. And there's just lots of programs out there, $1 million per facility through FEMA. If your building qualifies, we've got security grants that are available for different federal buildings. So we're going to continue to push on the companies that we have underneath us right now. As I mentioned, 80% of our time is dedicated to those. And we're going to ensure that they continue to flourish throughout 2023 and continue to build towards that operational profitability, free cash flow, and make sure we're executing on these generational funding programs that we have in front of us right now.
Well, last question. Can you explain any additional changes that are coming up, any spinoffs, other significant developments in the pipeline?
Yeah, absolutely. So last year, we actually spun off a company called 1606, which has just become trading now as well. And we've bought some great opportunities over the history of the company. And there's some assets that we've identified within SinglePoint that would be perfect for another spinoff. And we're exploring, whether it's a spinoff or a sale, but we're continuing to focus on the companies we have at hand now, our core businesses that are delivering revenue, that are delivering, getting close to delivering the operational profitability. But we don't want these other things to just kind of disappear. They are wonderful businesses and opportunities. So we want to be able to create additional shareholder value by, doing a distributed spinoff. Also, we're going to continue to evaluate the performance within our companies. So we've got a couple that, just they're not where they need to be. So we're going to evaluate whether it's really refocusing that capital as well as the human side and personal of it, so that we can ensure that the businesses that have the most chances and are showing that execution already, such as Boston Solar, such as Box Pure Air, to have everything they need in order to really set additional records this year for growth within 2023.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like things are going well, and it's always great to have you back on the conference. So continue this great work and come back again with some more updates. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wonderful. Thanks for having us.
All right, everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back with our next presenter.